People in Cambridge and the surrounding area are getting a say on how public transport can be improved and paid for.
Yes, the cost of updating the public transport network will be around £20 million a year. That should pay for better buses and walking and cycling networks.
The aim of all of this is to reduce current congestion levels by 24%. Well, Elodie Harper is at Cambridge Station with one example of how the city has already tried to encourage more people to ditch their cars. Elodie.
Yes, that's right, Becky. Cambridge is a city that's famous for bicycles, and we're here at the UK's largest bike park, so people can cycle to the train station, make green journey in, make their train journey and make a green journey home again. Now, the proposals today do include greater provision for bicycles, more walkways, but it's really much bigger than that. It's a huge overhaul of the entire public transport network, more guided busways, much more frequent bus services, not only in the city but in the surrounding areas, electric buses. All of this is going to cost £20 million a year, and the big question that residents are being asked to consider is how do they want to pay for it?
Cambridge has never been more popular, but as the city booms, so does congestion, with traffic up 9% since 2011. So today, a proposal for better public transport. 6 major routes into the city akin to the existing guided busway, a metro and investment in greener, more frequent buses, like this electric model. The plan is for both short and long-term change.
In about 10 years we might be at the Cam Metro, but the urgency is that we need to do something in a couple of years' time. We really are at crisis point in terms of congestion and dirty air in Cambridge, as well as the fact that people can't actually get to work on time. So a big investment in public transport is needed now.
The Greater Cambridge Partnership are now launching a public consultation until the end of March on how these changes can be achieved.
The idea of improving public transport is very popular. But when you get into the issue of how you're going to pay for it, how you are going to raise £20 million a year in revenue, that's when the problems start.
Among the suggestions are a congestion charge similar to London, higher parking fees or a yearly fee for businesses whose staff drive to work. But for businesses like this shoe shop in the city centre, the idea of further costs is not appealing.
It's going to affect things massively. We've already seen a lot of store closures within the city centre just due to high rents and rates prices. So adding another, essentially a tax onto that is going to be bad for business for sure.
And on the street, some residents aren't too keen on a congestion charge either.
I would be more interested in seeing the businesses charged. A congestion charge, I think, would be quite tricky because it is quite useful sometimes to pop in.
Yes, I'd be in favour of a congestion charge. I think we should have had one when we last discussed it 10 years ago, something like that.
In 2016, plans to close parts of the city to cars entirely met with protests. That idea was shelved, but with 100 people dying in the city every year due to air pollution, it's now crunch time at finding some way to pay for better public transport. Elodie Harper, ITV News.